And this is in honor of Betty White, a life well lived.
Yeah, 99 years.
99
Incredible.
years.
Betty White.
Cheers.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 celebrities wasted on live TV.
Let's see, who else died? My career after coming to Australia.
For this list, we're looking at times when celebrities made public appearances in what appears to be an altered state. We're not looking to shame anyone or make light of anyone's issues, but rather demonstrate that sometimes you have to be really careful what you say and do when you're in public, because you never know what may go viral. Did we miss any instances? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, the cast of Cheers. This one could perhaps have been predicted, had anyone used a bit of common sense. Following the wrap-up of sitcom Cheers in 1993, the cast and some VIPs gathered at the Bull and Finch pub in Boston to watch the final episode and imbibe a lot.
Kelsey Grammer! Woody Harrelson!
The Tonight Show with Jay Leno had planned a live taping with the cast and showed up amidst the drunken festivities, somehow assuming all guests would be in interview mode.
Anybody steal anything from the set that you shouldn't have
Maria's virginity.
What resulted was an incoherent mess, and Leno had no idea what to do with it. The Late Show host stumbled through some questions and was met with drunken ramblings.
You'd all like to say something to Kirsty? All right, Kirsty.
Wait.
Kirsty, you know, you are my best friend, but we all need to say this to you.
Yes.
You're stupid!
He later called the entire thing a, quote, mistake. Number 19, Emma Thompson. Dame Emma Thompson is a witty and charming breath of fresh air at any award show, whether she's winning or presenting.
Yeah, hi. Stop it. I just want you to know, this red, it's my blood.
But whereas other award shows like the Oscars are a bit more prim and proper in regards to partaking in libations, the Golden Globes let the drinks flow freely throughout the night, something Emma Thompson took advantage of in 2014.
It is with a visceral admiration and respect that I present the nominees. Well, not me, the voice of God.
There to present the award for Best Screenplay, Thompson took to the stage with a martini in one hand and her shoes in the other, ultimately tossing the shoes so she could open the envelope, revealing the winner.
Where's the envelope? Okay.
Number 18, Lily Allen. Lily Allen has been sober since 2019, but in her younger days, she was almost as famous for her outrageous antics as her hit music. Take the 2008 GQ Men of the Year Awards, for example. Lily Allen showed up, quote, overdressed and overdrunk, according to one cheeky description, and proceeded to bicker with Sir Elton John on stage. And it was clear that the elder superstar was not impressed with Allen's state.
We reach a very special point in the evening.
Well, you gonna have another drink?
Sir Elton, who has famously been sober himself since 1990, attempted to end the tiff by making quite the declaration.
I can still snort you under the table.
Again, Allen has since gotten sober, saying that, quote, getting clean is the best thing I ever did, and I've done a lot of cool shit.
All right. Seriously.
Number 17, the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team.
For the fourth time, the United States of America are crowned champions of the world.
In 2019, the U.S. Women's Soccer Team defeated the Netherlands in the Women's World Cup. Cause for celebration, right? There was champagne, lots of champagne. In the locker room, on the plane ride home, during the parade through Manhattan, the team had a rooftop pool party and a drunken booze cruise on a private yacht. Amidst all this, they appeared on Good Morning America, where the effects of the celebrations were strikingly clear.
Because getting you on the bus this morning was hard enough. It was.
Some players were wearing sunglasses, some still seemed intoxicated, and some were nursing presumably brutal hangovers. The lights, the applause, the cheers. Hangover nightmare fuel.
There wasn't really much going through my mind, to be honest. I kind of blacked out for a second.
Number 16, Andy Dick. As seems to be a theme on this list, Andy Dick has famously battled his demons in the public eye. He even claims to have been to rehab 20 times to try to get sober. And his behavior has gotten him in trouble on multiple occasions. In 2018, Dick took to Twitch to livestream himself hanging out in his living room and got himself banned from the site after he interrupted the relatively uneventful stream by snorting something off the back of his hand. In 2021, Dick participated in a podcast, appropriately titled Addicted, where he attempted to tackle his demons once and for all with the help of experts, friends, and family. His journey to sobriety is ongoing. Number 15, Chuck Liddell.
Chuck Liddell, nice to see you, Chuck. Good to see you. Welcome to Dallas.
UFC Hall of Fame inductee Chuck Liddell was at the height of his career in 2007. That same year, Warner Brothers teamed up with the UFC to promote the new film 300.
How long have you been doing this, and how'd you get started in this?
I was 12.
Yeah?
Watching Kung Fu Theater, and then
Liddell was being interviewed to promote the movie on Good Morning Texas, and viewers were quick to notice his interesting demeanor.
Remember the first time you stepped in the ring to fight like this? Because it's different than college wrestling.
Oh yeah, it's a little different. It's a little louder, a little stressing.
At one point, things were going so strangely, the interviewer actually asked him if he was okay.
Okay, the movie 300, you've seen it, and you're out to promote the film right now, right? You okay, Chuck?
Yeah, I'm okay.
The interviewer actually asked him if he was okay. It took a few years, but Liddell eventually cleared the air about this incident on his podcast, explaining that he had taken the sleeping aid Ambien and it had affected him for a couple of days.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you very much, man.
All right, Chuck. Hang in there. Brenda?
I'm working on it.
Number 14, Phillip Schofield and Holly Willoughby. Long-running UK show This Morning has won a few national television awards in its time, and this is perhaps in part due to its incredibly loyal employees.
I'm going for the cake. I literally just want to bury my face in this.
In 2016, hosts Phillip Schofield and Holly Willoughby appeared on the show as usual, having partied all night from the awards ceremony.
Okay, so obviously you might have noticed we're still wearing the same clothes.
However, neither host had the time to go home, and thus both showed up in their evening before wear, and still slightly, shall we say, affected. To their credit, the two owned up to their state, and even played short videos from the previous night's antics.
And now the one show.
Come on for the one show!
They somehow also managed to look relatively great, despite stained clothing and lack of sleep. Number 13, John Stamos.
Look alive! Uncle Jesse's here! Uncle Jesse!
It's been quite the journey to sobriety for John Stamos, who decided to get clean with the help of Full House co-star Jodie Sweetin in 2015 after being charged with a DUI. But years before he made that choice, he made this appearance on the Australian show Carrie Ann.
You've been in the business since you were 19. Why would you let somebody...
the guest talk.
Host Carrie Ann Kennerly was in for a challenge, as some of the interview takes place with Stamos holding her in a side hug, rambling about dead celebrities.
Anyone else want to talk about dead?
No,
Elvis died, on a toilet. He was fat.
No.
Yes.
In a 2009 interview, Stamos cleared the air, saying he was jet-lagged, on sleeping pills, and drunk during this appearance.
Downey, something Jeffrey Downey, took a shot at me at the papers today at being tired, And you know why he did that?
Why?
Because he has a small penis.
Gotta say, props to Carrie Ann for keeping her composure, and props to Stamos for making the choice to do what's right for himself by getting sober. Number 12, Johnny Depp. Depp has been open about his struggles with both drugs and alcohol, with these issues plaguing him for the majority of his life. In fact, he has claimed that he started using when he was just a kid. He has had stretches of sobriety, but his appearance at the 2014 Hollywood Film Awards worried fans and supporters that he'd fallen off the wagon.
That's the weirdest microphone I've ever seen in my life. Look at it. I mean, right? All right.
While presenting an award, Depp's behavior paralleled that of his most famous character, Captain Jack Sparrow. He even swore at one point. He was eventually cut off by clips of the film he was presenting before he could even present it.
And I have been very, very lucky to have him in my life. He's someone I consider a great friend, somebody,
Number 11, Chris O'Dowd. The Last Leg is a UK comedy sketch/talk show, and when Chris O'Dowd appeared, he clearly took advantage of the free-flowing refreshments. This one is a little more lighthearted, and the show really just saw the hilarity in the situation.
I have a theory about trolls.
Yes.
which I'd like to share on this platform.
Please do.
Which is that this is, you know what I'm talking about.
O'Dowd basically just loudly rambled on, and was honestly quite impressively wordy and eloquent despite it all.
So the entire place is in the dark, and the waiters are all blind.
Right.
And,
and you thought you'd join in?
Responding to a harsh critic on Twitter the following day, O'Dowd said, quote, "I am a little embarrassed to be honest, but to keep things in perspective, it's a tipsy comedian on a late-night chat show on Channel 4.
I understand that there's kind of time constraints.
Chris, can I
But you gotta know!
Number 10, Mark Wahlberg. The Graham Norton Show is known for providing its guests with alcohol while they chat on the couch. The Irish host has said that this can help lubricate the conversation between boring or particularly prickly guests.
It's a recipe for disaster.
No, but I did take acid about 40 minutes ago.
But in other cases, it can have different results. This 15-minute interview with Mark Wahlberg in 2013 felt like it lasted an eternity, especially after Wahlberg interrupted guests and cozied up to both the host and Sarah Silverman.
It smells so good.
Things do eventually calm down, possibly because Norton has said that Wahlberg fell asleep. But guess what? Marky Mark has claimed the whole thing was planned as a bit with Silverman, meant to be nothing more than a joke.
Many people have been wrongfully convicted, and the system is flawed. So we need to figure that out. And our elected officials, more than not, are corrupted by power and enticed by money, and that's a problem.
Number 9, Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith's behavior on everything from talk shows to her own short-lived reality series has been described as erratic and unpredictable, and her appearance at the 2004 American Music Awards had fans worried for her health. Though she was on stage for barely a minute, the presenter left us with several memorable quotes.
And if I ever record an album, I want this guy to produce mine and make me beautiful duets.
Smith later denied being intoxicated. 10 years after her death due to an accidental drug overdose, the father of Smith's daughter, Larry Burkhead, explained that Smith's behavior at the AMAs was affected by a combination of nerves, lack of sleep, prescription meds given to her by a doctor, and the 2 seizures she'd had the night before the ceremony.
Freaking genius!
Number 8, Tracy Morgan. This funny man is known for playing a parody version of himself on 30 Rock.
I'll have an apple juice.
Oh, we don't have apple juice, sir.
Then I'll take a vodka and tonic.
And he played up his partying ways for laughs both in the show and in his stand-up. But on his appearance on El Paso's KVIA morning show, Morgan was playing it for real.
Tell you, man, I went to Jaguars last night. I love the ladies here.
Despite the interviewer's best efforts, the interview quickly went off the rails when Morgan inevitably took his shirt off as part of a, quote, mating call.
You hear that? Look at that. That's a mating call. That's a mating call.
The ludicrous segment was something even the 30 Rock writers couldn't make up.
So...
Number 7, Courtney Love. At the 1995 MTV Video Music Awards, Kurt Loder was in the middle of interviewing Madonna when Courtney Love decided to make a cameo appearance. Much to the Material Girl's chagrin,
Should we let her come up?
Yeah.
No, don't, please.
Come on, Courtney.
Loder invited Love to join in on the interview, an invitation the whole frontwoman gladly accepted. Love proceeded to hijack the entire segment and discussed a range of topics, including fashion and astrophysics.
Well, I'm going to get into astrophysicists because this rock star thing is not working out.
Eventually, Madonna decided she'd had enough, but Courtney soldiered on, conducting most of the remainder of the interview from the floor.
Go ahead. I'm going to leave you too. I ruined my Mac compact. And,
Number 6, Danny DeVito.
I never felt more alive in my life.
Oh, I'm sure.
What do you get when you mix booze with sleep deprivation? This, apparently. For this infamous 2006 interview on The View, DeVito showed up direct from an all-night bender, drinking his patented limoncellos.
I knew it was the last 7 limoncellos that was going to get me.
The resulting interview played out like a real-life drunk uncle segment, right down to the political rant.
Trying to, figure out what to do with our country and our women and men in the military.
DeVito channeled his inner Frank Reynolds by exhibiting all sorts of cartoonish behavior and even rambled his way through the entire plot of Deck the Halls, much to the audience's chagrin. Rosie O'Donnell ultimately ended the segment, but not before the intoxicated actor acted out. Number 5. Andy Cohen. It's really common to have a few drinks when celebrating New Year's Eve. It's another thing to do so while hosting a New Year's Eve Times Square special.
Watching Mayor de Blasio
Don't go on a rant.
do his
Don't go on a rant.
victory lap dance.
At the celebration for the 2022 New Year, CNN's Andy Cohen went off script quite a few times, including a rant about former NYC Mayor Bill de Blasio.
The only thing that Democrats and Republicans can agree on is what a horrible mayor he has been.
Wow.
So, sayonara, sucker.
Criticizing classic rock band Journey's frontman and taking a jab at Ryan Seacrest and the competing ABC broadcast team. The network addressed his behavior and claimed that he will be returning for the next year's broadcast, so all is forgiven, apparently.
I will not be shamed for having fun on New Year's Eve. That's why I'm there.
Number 4. Oliver Reed. Oliver Reed's acting career lasted from the 1950s until his death in 1999, with roles in such films as Oliver and Gladiator. But he was perhaps as well known for his drinking.
When I was in the army, my name was Corporal Reed 233245533. What's that?
There are multiple instances of public appearances where the unpredictable Reed seems intoxicated. Take this appearance from the talk show The Word in the 90s, where he impressively recites Latin and speaks with surprising eloquence.
When I was learning Amo, Amasa, Mat, Tamama, Samata, Samant, I love, they love.
Except, of course, when angrily telling the host to shut up at one point.
That's nothing wrong with that, because I think there's a lot of enthusiasm. Shut up, haven't finished yet.
In a biography of the actor, there is a conflicting account of Reed's supposedly drunken escapades, that he wasn't always as inebriated as he looked, and that he only acted that way because he was encouraged to.
Thanks for coming on. I hope you're going to finish on a song. That's what they always say, don't they?
Put your hand at me, boy.
Number 3. Bill Murray. Normally, Bill Murray can do no wrong. The illustrious comedy career, the hilarious talk show appearances, the effortless swagger. But the bigger they are, the harder they fall. The comedian learned that the hard way during a boozy appearance on The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell in 2015. Fresh off a vodka-fueled appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, on his penultimate episode, Murray wandered onto the set and disrupted the serious news program with some major slurring.
I think you're doing great.
Do you remember?
You're doing great, and when he said, would you come? It wasn't a question.
Rather than laughs, the appearance earned Murray nothing but scorn from O'Donnell, especially after he crashed off his stool.
Do you mind if we finish talking about Elizabeth Warren and Hillary Clinton?
Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah.
Get to that now.
Number 2. James Brown. The godfather of soul started off this 1988 interview on CNN's Sonia Live by singing Livin' in America and kept returning to it. And believe it or not, it just got more strange from there.
How did all of this trouble begin?
Living in America.
There's nothing wrong.
Despite his joyful mood, the funk legend was actually on air to discuss some terrible allegations.
Now, James, this isn't the first time you and your wife have had a problem. Are the two of you going to be able to work this out?
Let's talk about some music.
The whole interview was a debacle, as Brown redirected the host's questions with a series of memorable sound bites.
And what are you going to say to your fans when they ask you some questions about it?
I'm going to say I feel good.
This legendary clip lives in infamy and even resurfaced after Jordan Peele released a parody version in 2015.
'Cause I look good, I smell good, I feel good.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Steve-O.
If I did not love Adam Carolla, then I would not love my business being here.
There was a time when Steve-O was known as much for his hard partying ways as he was for his dramatic stunts. His self-destructive behavior was on full display in a 2005 appearance on Too Late with Adam Carolla. The stuntman spent this interview breaking the set, tackling the host, and barely keeping his pants on.
Steve-O, I'm all right.
He entered psychiatric treatment in 2008 thanks to severe substance addiction, an addiction that was exacerbated by injuries he sustained while filming Jackass. An eye-opening documentary, Steve-O, Demise, and Rise, aired in 2009, giving fans a peek into how an intervention helped him turn things around.
And there's this one frame, if you look at it, like you can see this look on Knoxville's face. Everyone's seen him in such incredible agony, but he's never had such a pained look on his face.
Fortunately, Steve-O has been clean and sober ever since 2008. We're sure Adam Carolla and his set are thankful for that.
This is great. I feel like Geraldo. No, Steve.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.